PewDiePie has made a terrible mistake. In his video for his 100 million subscriber unboxing, he announced that he was going to donate to the Anti-Defamation League. Now, there are two big conspiracy theories going around, but before I get into that, I want to talk about why it's controversial that he gave to the Anti-Defamation League and why you should care as someone listening to this content. The Anti-Defamation League helped get PewDiePie censored. They helped damage his business. The Anti-Defamation League has put out, I don't want to say they've deliberately called for banning certain people, but they've put out lists where they're like, these are people who haven't been banned. And then those people get banned. While I completely disagree with the ADL, I do want to stress I don't view them as this overarching evil organization of corruption. I think they just have bad opinions, for the most part. The Anti-Defamation League has favored censorship. They have run campaigns that have hurt the entirety of the YouTube community, which does include me, and it results in YouTube making changes that affect my content, your content, people we know and enjoy. Small creators who barely cross the threshold into making a living see their livelihoods destroyed and demonetization because of the efforts of the Anti-Defamation League. But I want to make sure I say this because I always try to be fair. The ADL has also criticized Ilhan Omar and far-left Democrats. I don't think the ADL is mustache-twirling evil. I think they have bad opinions, and I think it's dangerous, and I am not a fan of theirs. But I can respect at least that they've applied it to the far left as well, and it's not like one of these organizations that claims to be about hate speech but only targets conservatives. Not a fan of the ADL, think they're causing problems for everybody on YouTube, but I can respect they've called out Ilhan Omar. I can respect that while still criticizing them heavily. PewDiePie giving them money isn't blackmail. So the first conspiracy theory is that PewDiePie is being blackmailed by the Anti-Defamation League. That is not true. In this video, that was a big milestone for an individual YouTuber. PewDiePie is the first individual to cross 100 million. He ran an ad campaign for Honey. It's an app. It's like a browser extension. Afterwards, he also announced $50,000 to the Anti-Defamation League. This was likely due to Honey saying, we want to sponsor this video, but because of the controversy, we need a shield of some sort. Why don't you give money to the ADL? PewDiePie has displayed something deeply offensive to me here. A few things. First, he doesn't care about the community. He doesn't care about the negative impacts. He's literally handing resources to the organization that is damaging the livelihood of small creators and comedians on YouTube. Look, I get it. There's offensive politics. They should have a right to free speech too, but this will go towards small creators being swept up in collateral damage. YouTube doesn't just take action against the offensive politics. They do a sweeping broad change which deranked my content, and I'm the milquetoast fence sitter who doesn't even swear. Yes, my videos get demonetized in part because of campaigns run by the ADL. That's collateral damage they don't care about, and PewDiePie doesn't care about. PewDiePie's running a business. I can respect that. He wants to make money for himself, and he's very wealthy. I can also respect that as well. However, I do think there is some responsibility to protect those, look, with great power comes great responsibility. PewDiePie has no obligation to try and defend smaller creators, but it is just so unfortunate that someone as wealthy and privileged as he, and I don't mean like social justice privilege, I mean literally the dude's extremely wealthy, and the only reason he crossed 100 million subscribers is because the YouTube community pushed a meme which got people to subscribe to PewDiePie. Many people subscribed to his channel not because they were fans, but because other YouTubers they like said, hey, go do this thing for PewDiePie. In response, what happens? So the first conspiracy theory, he's being blackmailed. The second is that it's an alt-right campaign to brigade people and make them angry. No. People are offended because with the support of YouTube, PewDiePie crossed this milestone and then turned around and gave money to those who would hurt YouTube and those same people. Regular fans are offended. Let me show you proof. I'm not just making this up. Check this out. On the PewDiePie submission subreddit, they say regarding ADL, because it's very controversial, 4chan tried to rile you all up. Felix is not being blackmailed or extorted. They're acting like it's only 4chan. Listen, 4chan certainly posted threads about it, but it's not like, they act like 4chan aren't people. If people on 4chan genuinely believe this way and post something, well, then there you go. It doesn't matter if they're brigading, they feel that way. More importantly, the fans are actually angry. There's no conspiracy at all. It's just offended people. Think about all of the effort people put in. I think I've even said, subscribe to PewDiePie a couple times at one point. And then what happens? PewDiePie gives money to an organization which has negatively impacted me personally as collateral damage. Look, again, the ADL You know, they did a story on the OK hand symbol, which was actually really fair. When the controversy started, they said, it's just a troll, stop playing this game. And they've updated it since with greater context. Take a look at the top comments on Reddit. The top post says, I severely doubt they're blackmailing him, but I don't like that he is funding their BS. I agree. Of course they aren't blackmailing him. But the fact of the matter is there are way better organizations to be donating to for this issue. They classify Pepe the Frog as a hate symbol. They even fueled a lot of the cancel Pewdiepie movement in 2016. This, to me, is deeply offensive because the people who helped promote Pewdiepie are now, he's turning around and funding the people who are negatively impacting those who supported him. The other issue that people are upset about, and this is a lot less of an issue, but I can understand it, it's that in this grand milestone video, 100 million subscribers, Pewdiepie ran an ad. And it was long, and I'm like skipping through like, seriously, dude, it's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I get it. He probably got paid a ton of money to do that ad. You'll notice that I don't do a lot of ads on my channels, just the regular Google ones. I sometimes do ad reads. The difference with Pewdiepie is that this was a fan milestone video. It was for his community. It's for everyone who helped him get to where he was. And what did Pewdiepie do? First, he ran an ad. Come on, man. Make this one for everybody else. But okay, you're allowed to run ads. You know, I'm not gonna fault him too much. But it's just like everybody who stood up and said, you go Pewdiepie, we're here to defend you. And then he turns around and says, thanks for the support. Here's a wad of cash to those that damaged the community and even my personal business. That's where the blackmail thing comes from. When the ADL comes out, and I think I might have the story pulled up. So it's, yeah, actually I have something I can show you here. Here's what we see. This is from TechCrunch. YouTube claims it removed 5 times more hateful content. 17,000 channels were removed on September 3rd. They say, this has resulted in what the U.S. Anti-Defamation League in a recent report referred to as a significant number of channels that disseminate anti-Semitic and white supremacist content being left online following the June 2019 changes to the content policy. This is referring to, they say, haphazardly attempting to draw a line, blah, blah, blah. The point is, the ADL is, my understanding, is a trusted flagger, and they're leading the charge in no matter what happens, saying more, more, more. Even in a story about 17,000 channels being removed, the ADL says it's not enough. Not directly, but that's the narrative that gets pushed. When my channel gets demonetized, YouTube deranks my content. It is because of organizations like the ADL. Pewdiepie turning around and funding that is like a slap in the face to everybody who said support Pewdiepie. Let's look at some more of these comments. A comment below it says, something is still incredibly wrong about this. Him giving money to the ADL alone is shady. But what's happening to the comment section is justifying people getting worried. You can't just say alt-right trolls and finish the discussion. That's the other conspiracy. So here's what I posted. Check this out. I tweeted this, an image of Pewdiepie announcing the 50K, and then over here is Jonathan Greenblatt of the ADL saying, thanks for severing ties with Pewdiepie. I'm highlighting this because it sounds like the mafia offering, hey, if you give us money, we'll leave you alone. It sounds like Antifa, going around smashing windows, and then you put the sign for Antifa in your window and they leave you alone. That's right, Pewdiepie. Good job giving money to those who threatened your business. That's not blackmail, but it is almost like some kind of protection racket. Again, let me just break down exactly why the ADL probably got money. Not because PewDiePie cares. He clearly doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about the community. He just cared about running a very, very high-profile ad. And one of the stipulations was likely, it's my opinion, that Honey said, we'll give you, $1 million, but you got to give 50K to the ADL because of the negative press. But here we can see the most important aspect of it is that they're running damage control, trying to make it seem like it's only the alt-right. You know why this is so frustrating? Really, really annoying, and why I'm even more offended as what's going on? This is what the media does. Whenever someone has a principled opposition to what's going on, they say it's the alt-right. No, it's not. Stop smearing everybody with concerns as the alt-right. Sure, some alt-right people are angry, whatever, who cares? They're allowed to be. But you can't dismiss all of the fans who are saying, look, removing comments pointing out how shady this is doesn't help your case, by the way. Someone said, here's a really huge, here's a big comment, I don't want to read the whole thing. They say, I'm usually not a fan of speculating without much to go off, but there really isn't much info present at the moment about the situation. Speculation is really the only option. If this gets deleted or classified as spam, so be it, but I'm just scared of my Swedish meatball man. The sub is a place for discussion regarding Felix, so personally, I don't agree with dismissing an entire side of the ADL discussion prematurely. If it turns out to be nothing and Felix himself comes out to clear the waters, great. But until then, I'd say we have a right to be worried. Let me put my tinfoil hat on for a minute and explain my observation. I'm not going to read all that. It's a very long comment. I'm just going to show you more. I honestly get why people are worried. But don't just go straight to blackmailing without any evidence. We don't want to end up like James Charles. And I agree with that. Stop the conspiracies. He's not being blackmailed. He's just disrespecting everybody. PewDiePie is just being disrespectful. You know what? He doesn't have to do anything for anybody. But maybe I'm wrong in saying that it's kind of offensive that somebody who only got to 100 million because of all these different YouTubers would turn around and give money to the organization that's hurting YouTube. 17,000 channels were deleted. One of these channels that was deleted in the past is a channel called Monkey Jones. You may be familiar with him. I always highlight him as one of the best examples of somebody who broke no rules, engaged in no hate speech. It was edgy humor, and he did many of the same things many mainstream organizations did. YouTube deleted all of his channels outright without warning. We don't know why. They just got rid of him. They didn't like him. That is terrifying. It could happen to anybody. It's partly due to efforts from organizations like the ADL. I'm not saying they directly campaigned to get Mumkey removed, but YouTube only bans edgy humor. Look, what Mumkey was doing was mocking Elliot Rodger. Okay, was it Santa Barbara guy? He killed a bunch of people. It's horrifying. But a lot of what Mumkey did was like an analysis of pop culture from an interesting lens. Some of his videos were extremely edgy, very, very edgy, but most of them weren't. He did a lot of like facetious anime reviews where it's like Hank Hill, like as if it's anime. He made a really, really popular video about Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It was viral, millions and millions of hits. YouTube didn't say to him, hey man, you've got to take these videos down because they don't break the rules, but it's crossing a line. He would have said okay. Instead, YouTube just snaps their fingers and purges him outright. He's not the only one. A lot of people have been hit like this. So that's the big problem with PewDiePie turning around and doing something like this. In the end, it means all of the little people who are having their livelihoods destroyed mean absolutely nothing. All of the smaller accounts who subscribed to him even, all of the people who are saying things like subscribe to PewDiePie mean nothing because PewDiePie, in my opinion, again, he wanted to do the ad deal. He had to do the Anti-Defamation League. It says to me that PewDiePie, at the end of the day, is just making money and doesn't care about the community. Maybe he'll address it. I think they already did. We'll see what happens, but I'll leave it there. Stick around. Next segment will be at 1 p.m. on this channel. It is what it is. PewDiePie's allowed to do whatever he wants. If he wants to make money, I see no problem with that. But that's at least why people are upset. I'll see you in the next segment.